I got an offer to someone buy my account for $150,000. So like contract and everything, like literally he was just like, yo, $150,000, I'll buy it right now. I said no.
Today we're going to VaynerMedia and we're meeting up with this guy Anthony, who's on Gary's team. He is a growth hacker and huge Instagram influencer. He has a couple big accounts, one with over 1 million followers. We're gonna kind of just talk about what it's like to grow a channel and like what he's learned and how it's given him all sorts of opportunities. Like I'm sure the whole reason he's at Vayner was just the fact that he leveraged his big social media accounts. So I'm just gonna make this video, give some insight. It's cool too, cause like I haven't been to Vayner since the last day that I worked there, which was back in like late June. Gonna film some B-roll right now. A beautiful Newark Penn Station. We have 6 minutes until the train to New York. There's literally no one here right now?
Yeah, there's no one here.
Is that like unusual?
For Team Gary, yes, because usually someone at least comes in. I've been on Instagram for a while. Like I basically started right before I got into college. So, and I knew that people were doing this, but this was like 5 years ago, you know, like Instagram was a baby back then. There was like really not a lot of people in any specific niche, in any type of, you know, like now there's all these meme accounts, there's fucking a goddamn page for everything. But like this was not the case. There was like literally 2 art pages on Instagram that had over 500K followers, the only people. And all they were doing was reposting art that was on Instagram that they liked. They just tagged the artist. And I liked drawing. I had drawn all throughout high school. So I was just like, yo, I could do that. And then it like played into it like that I started college, I was getting this bio degree, and I didn't have enough time to like spend on drawing. So I was like, I need to do something that will like kind of like fuel that passion and kind of just like keep me occupied. I started tagging people and, you know, posting shit that I just fucked with, you know, and I literally, so the nitty gritty shit that I started with, like how I actually built it up to like 10K, which is like what I thought was like an established page back then. I literally sat on a hashtag for about like 3 hours or 4 hours a day and just liked 1,000 photos. I would do it for like 2 hours for one hashtag, 2 hours for another one, all related to art, you know, and then I had people using my hashtag to get a feature. So like I created my own hashtag. I was like, use this hashtag if you want to get a feature. People started, you know, like the first hashtag that I created has like over 1 million posts on it now. It still get used today. And then like, you know, like me doing like the nitty gritty stuff, getting my name like out there on like commenting on artists like posts and stuff, getting them to follow me. So like I got to like, let's say like 13 to 14,000 followers. I had followed a shit ton of people, you know, like everything that back, you know, now people like follow and follows like kind of like taboo or whatever. Like all that stuff worked back in the prehistoric days. Or so like, yeah, I got to like 14 or 15,000 followers. And I had like, I was following like 7,000 or 8,000 people, and I literally just unfollowed everyone. It took me like 4 weeks because like I kept getting blocked from Instagram from unfollowing everyone. But like, yeah, after like 4 weeks, I'd retained like 11 to 12,000 followers, lost like 4,000 or 5,000 followers, or whatever amount who had actually unfollowed me back. But then I was like, yo, this is dope. I have like a page that has like 12,000 followers and I'm following 5 people. You have 12,000 followers, you're following 5 people, people will automatically pique your curiosity. So then it was just like, you know, like growing, you know, like then it was just scaling from there and, you know, keeping up with it every day. And I started these engagement groups with other people who saw what I was doing, probably had the same idea, started their own. So we had this like engagement group that we started through each other, and it was like 5 or 6 accounts. We literally tag each other on all of our posts, like these are the other 5 art accounts, follow our like community or whatever. And then we all grew to like 300K in like 2 years, like doing the same shit every single day. You know, like I would still like occasionally go on a hashtag, like a bunch of shit. And it was cool, you know, like you see followers every day, you know it's working, so I was just keeping it up every day, and then it got to like 300K. When I started right before freshman year, I had like 2,000 followers, and then by the end of my sophomore year, I was about like at like 250K, around like 250,000 followers. But like we were like the first art pages, and like the engagement group stuff really worked back then, because like there was no explore page, you know, like I really don't know how people found us. There was no explore page, I'm pretty sure there wasn't back then. But so we got to that, and then Instagram videos rolled out. Blew my account up, blew it up. Like if I showed you my Social Blade, all right, so I got to 400,000 followers January 1st, 2016. And I don't know what happened, but like I was posting a video and it would go viral every single time. I was gaining like 10,000 followers a day through that entire month of January that I started. So like January 1st, 2016, 400,000 followers. And then like I would say by the end of that month, I had like 700,000. It was ridiculous. And during that time, I got an offer to someone buy my account for $150,000. So like contract and everything, like literally he was just like, yo, $150,000 to buy it right now. I said no, because I was in college, and of course, obviously, I was like, that's more, I haven't even seen 15,000, fuck, 150,000, like, so it was just like, I knew if someone was willing to spend that much money on an Instagram account, they obviously could see potential for it. They thought they could make more. So I just didn't do it. I just, you know, like, and at this time my shit was blowing up. So I was like, fuck no, I'm gonna keep this shit. And you know, it did blow up. It got to like 1 million followers by May of that year. It hit 1 million followers, and then an algorithm change happened, and then another one happened, and then over the next 2 years, kind of like stagnated out. I got to like 1.1. Now it's at like 1.15 or something, like kind of sat there for like the last year, honestly. And I got out of college and I really started focusing on it, and I started gaining followers again, but it wasn't like the old days, you know, like getting 10,000 a day, which is like really what you want to see if you want to grow fast, you know, which sounds like kind of fucking greedy at this point, because like I've already had like a bunch of followers, but like that's how I saw it, you know, like it just wasn't the return that I was getting for like the amount of time that I was putting in. So I basically just started, I got this job and I started 3-4 new Instagrams, and all ledgering my following from that one. So I was like, all right, this one's dead, but it still has 1.1 million followers. It still gets likes. People, it still didn't count. It's not like completely useless. So I used it to just get into these engagement groups with other accounts that have millions of followers. I got real consistent on posting 4 times a day, same time every day. You know, like started 3 new accounts, like another art account, and then like a nutrition account and a food account, like a foodie kind of account. And you know, like they all did really good. You know, like now combined, those 3 accounts have over 1 million followers. That's great. I know. So that's basically where I've been at. And like now I have all these followers on these new accounts, and the engagement's like ridiculous. So like I can charge like the most I got for this one page, this calorie page, for, you know, like the amount of time that I've grown it, you know, like I could charge like $200 for like a 12-hour ad, and people were paying it. And that's how I've made money. You know, it's crazy. Like that's why I was just like, while I was been here, you know, like there've been weeks I've made more money on Instagram than I have just working for Gary. Thanks for coming out, you know, it was dope.